2 azaleas from the same plant for £5. Let's turn them into bonsai. They put on a gorgeous display for me this year, but the petals have gone, and I believe now is the correct time to prune these. I bought these 2 and they were in the same pot. I cut them in half in the roots with a saw, planted them, and they've done really well. The great thing about this kind of material is that it's cost me £2.50, and it's a great opportunity for me to get to know a new species, be creative, and there's really no risk. So time to start making some design decisions. There we go again. I like to drop it in every few videos. Design decisions. Try saying that. This plant doesn't really have the problem of too many branches all coming from the same place. The only real sort of one is these 2. So I could do with picking one to go. And bearing in mind that we have this branch here on that side, I think this wants to stay. And we'll get rid of this one. I'm happy with this branch. I'm happy with this branch. My next decision is which of these 2. Should I leave both and let this grow into a sort of a twin trunk? Well, it wouldn't be a twin trunk, but it'd have 2 main trunks coming up. And honestly, I don't really like that idea. So I think this one has to go. I've made 2 fairly major chops there, which is great. All I need to do now is compact this and take all these flowers off so that it is a much smaller tree. This feels a bit Mr. Miyagi-like, but kind of... There, I'm like Peter Chan. I'm channeling the energy of the Chan. Right, now let's have a think about it. Now I've got rid of that, the bulk of the flowers. The first thing I want rid of are any opposing branches. So this comes off the top, this one comes off the bottom. They can't both stay. I'll get rid of the bottom one. There's still 3 branches very close, so in fact the top one's going to go as well. It's a bit of a clumsy cut that, but that'll be okay. Now round here we've got the same. I've got 1 long branch shooting out the front, and I prefer these up here. I don't need both of them though. And again at the back, 2 fairly thick branches. I need to choose one. So I'll choose... This one has got some leaves and a bud on it. But it's not the right branch, so it's got to go. And I'm happy with that. I think that looks quite good. There's lots of fresh buds, I can see them ready to sprout. I'll rotate this round now so you can kind of see. This was a bit of a clumsy cut that I made there. I think that should heal okay, but it was a lesson for me for next time. And that's just my basic structure in place. I'll just water that now and keep growing it, and hopefully all these small buds that are all the way up these trunks, they all develop, and it's the start of a bonsai tree. And you know, let's get rid of this. It's got nice taper in it up to that point there, and I want to develop taper in the branches. Yeah, I'm happier with that now. I think that looks a lot better, stronger. A dab of cut paste never goes amiss. I've got the second tree here. Although they came out of the same pot, as I said before, both of them for a £5. This one has flowered quite a bit later than the other one, but it's kind of coming to the end of its flowered life now, and I'm itching to get some work done on this to sort of start moving it along towards being a bonsai. So again, let's look at the design of the trunk and sort of I'll choose which branches to keep and which to remove. First thing, I'm going to get it down to size, doing my Mr. Miyagi bit. It's worth buying one of these plants just to be able to do this. We're now down to the real structure of the tree. This one's got a slight lean on it. I think I planted it in that direction because that worked best with the roots. This is quite thick and it comes off at an angle. I've got another quite thick branch at the back here. So I need to make a decision of what style I want to take this tree in. This chop now is not for the faint of heart. I suspect a lot of people wouldn't do this to this tree, but I've already got the previous tree that's a kind of traditional tree style, and I want this to be something different, so I'm going to go and like hack it right down. I can hear people shouting at the camera now, "Don't do it, Tony, don't do it, it's a lovely tree." Boom. I've just applied some cut paste to that wound to help that to heal, and I'm really happy with it. I didn't want a shrub that looks like a small azalea. I want something different that looks maybe like a tree. Who knows what will happen, and for the price I paid for it, I'm prepared to experiment, and that's kind of what this channel's all about. I know some people say get into bonsai and spend 5 years learning horticulture and everything, but that's not what I want to do. I want to experiment with trees and learn as I go, and that's what this channel's about. If you want to see what happens to this tree in the future, hit subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.